Welcome to a 1970s bathroom, everybody. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is what that looks like. It's gonna have your classic color spectrum motif of the grays, the browns, the blacks, the yellows, and of course, behind every tub insert is your local nauseous cocktail of every mold color you can think of. And by the way, if you happen to, leave your faucet on or your toilet lid up, make no mistake about it, you're gonna grow plenty of mold in your toilet bowl. So without further ado, let's get it started. So cutting to the chase here, getting to the brass tacks, we're doing a complete bathroom remodel. And by the way, this bathroom is only 40 square feet. It is ridiculously small. We're gonna do everything we can to maximize the space and perform every type of illusion that we can to make you feel like you're in a bigger room than you actually are when you're in this bathroom. Now, this remodel is going to be a complete full remodel. We're not just putting lipstick on a pig or oysters on the raw food buffet. You feel me on that one? Everything's coming out. Like the bathtub insert, gone. The vanity, gone. The shiplap colored wallpaper, sticky wallpaper with mold behind it too, gone. Matter of fact, that's gonna be one of the first things to go. Everything's coming out of this bathroom, and when you're doing a remodel like this, where everything's coming out, it's actually pretty fun. You can take any saw, any circular saw, sawzall, chop saw, jigsaw, any sledgehammer, your 10-pound sledgehammer, and just go wild. As a matter of fact, the more wild you are in your demolition process, the funner it is, and just people don't care. They applaud you for it. Matter of fact, they love it. And when you're doing these remodels where just everything is gone, you definitely want to have your local ladies man on deck. That's him right there, Davy Jones Locker. He is such a master when it comes to swinging that sledgehammer. Ladies, I'm sure you can attest to that one, but your local ladies man is definitely someone you want to have on your job site at every moment. It just makes the job site that much better. It comes in on time, under budget, and hyper tough. So as you can see, we are really going down to the studs here. We're exposing everything, not just the studs, but pretty soon we're gonna get into the trusses and the joists. Everything is coming out. Over the years, they've sprung a couple of leaks, so for safety concerns, we need to build it from scratch. All right, cool. So basically we got this whole bathroom ripped out. We got our toilet removed, we got our vanity removed, we got our shower removed, we got everything removed, the sheetrock, the ceiling, everything. We're about to rip up this subfloor right here, just kind of for the heck of it. I mean, honestly, it's kind of solid, but sometimes you just feel like doing stuff. And a lot of times we like to add extra work for us to do, especially since we have a ladies man with us. I mean, the work just flies by when you just add this job, you add that job, you add that job, and before you know it, all the jobs are done, and you're like, man, I need to find more stuff for this ladies man to do, especially if it's Davy Jones Locker. You know what I'm saying? So next on our list of things to do for this ladies man is to remove the subfloor. Now, this particular subfloor was actually made up of 2 layers, fastened together with both nails and screws. Not either or, but both and. Nails and screws. So, I mean, we just understood, look, really quick. In order to get this subfloored up, we actually need to cut it into strips, little individual rectangles, and then from those strips, just take your ball peen hammer, your claw hammer, and a crowbar, and even better yet, a shovel, and pry those sons of guns up. That was literally the only way to do it. But ripping up this subfloor was honestly the hardest part of this whole rehab. I mean, definitely worth its weight in sweat equity after we were done. We're like, wow, thank God. We felt so much better. We are not putting lipstick on a pig, ladies and gentlemen. We are actually making this much, much better, much more modern, much more up to code, and much more safe. Because of just the dilapidation of this bathroom, all the leaking that was going on with both the vanity, the toilet, and the shower, the subfloor, I mean, like I said a second ago, it was actually pretty strong, but in some places there were just holes. Like right there, you can just rip it up with your hands. It wasn't safe, and it definitely wouldn't pass code enforcement. Like I said, half of this subfloor we can rip up with our bare hands. Other places that were, nailed, tacked on right onto like the floor joists themselves, we needed a crowbar sometimes, but most of it, nah, we can just rip it up with our hands. This is because over the years, the subfloor had been waterlogged and then dried out, and then waterlogged and then dried out, waterlogged and dried out. Basically, the nails that were holding on those 1x6s no longer had their fastening capacity, and we could just almost effortlessly with pinky strength rip up these 1x6s. And once we had most of the 1x6s up, or all of them up, the only hard thing left to do was just rip out all the nails and screws that were left into the floor joist. And this took some time. You just had to painstakingly go over every square millimeter of these floor joists with a crowbar, with anything that you could to just rip out as delicately as possible and with as much precision as possible all the nails and screws that were just loaded. But finally, with the help of our ladies' man, we were able to get it done pretty quick. So when we're working on these floor joists, we slapped a 4-foot level on them, and we realized that they weren't quite level with one another. And that's to be expected in a 70-plus-year-old house. It turns out, and we were shocked as much as you will be when you find out this information, I'm sure, is that the earth moves and the ground settles, and I know, like, who would have thought? But so we had to do this process called sistering, where we just took these 2x8s and we just kind of helped level the floor by tacking the 2x8s onto the floor joist. And once we did that, we could kind of mock up a new subfloor and kind of test it out, this new OSB particle board. Once our bathroom was completely leveled, it was time for us to move on to rebuild this wall, or this walkway, this doorway that we ripped out. Of course, we had to replace the king stud, the jack studs, the headers, and the top plate. It all was water damage, and we just said, screw it, let's replace it. Just like that, we have a brand new wall you can lean up against with brand new studs. This bathroom is well on its way to being complete, finished.
Soon you'll be able to poop in this place.
Soon you'll be able to poop in this place, which will be amazing. No more trips to Dollar General.
They love us there, the bathroom cleaning staff.
No more trips to your local And moving right along. Yeah, so basically once we have everything up to snuff as far as like the basics are concerned, a level floor, which is going to be really important for this tub install that we're doing right now. And actually, it's so much easier to install a tub when you have a level floor to set it on. So you don't have to like mock up all these other artificial leveling devices on the wall themselves. But if like the floor itself is level and the water in the tub when you fill it up will just be like normal where it should be, flat and level, not leaning to one side or the other, it's very important. So if you ever install a tub, definitely make sure that it is level. And of course, I'm mocking up some PVC pipe right here. And whenever you actually go to install the PVC pipe, absolutely important to do a dry run, a dry fit, just to make sure all your pipes fit correctly. Otherwise, you'll be making 1,000 trips to your local hardware store. After that, I mean, it's pretty easy. The tub comes with a slip where you just literally screw the tub itself onto the studs. Now, we're gonna be doing some tile, and for that, we're just gonna be using plain old sheetrock. By far the best choice here for us and our client, which is gonna be sheetrock. And by the way, I don't know if you see that interesting figure right there, but that is a special helper with us today, our AKA Dragocinije Carica. Oh, real quick, sneak peek of what the tile is gonna look like. Notice that the walls are green. That's actually a protective rubber roll-on coating that is gonna completely watertight seal that sheetrock, so it's okay. And moving on from there, the tub area, you know, we weren't kidding, like we wanted a place to use the bathroom here, and this was the only bathroom that was functioning, so we decided, you know what? Let's go ahead and install a toilet so that we actually can make our dreams come true and use a toilet here. And the funny thing is that we're installing this toilet kind of facing the left, like there's a wall behind my back right there on the left, and actually we're gonna end up moving that toilet and have it facing the tub. But you know what, you live and you learn. As far as space, remember this is a 40 square foot bathroom. It's very small. So we were gonna go with a full sink vanity, but because it's so small, a pedestal sink only made sense, and it is the easiest thing to install ever. Now, without further ado, let's see what the finished product looks like.
Yeah, sort out our jobs here, and you know, like there's always some panhandlers in Home Depot or Lowe's. Go ahead and offer them some crack racks.
Hey man, you promised me some stuff, man.
Go ahead and offer them some. Hey, shut up! Yeah, I'm making a video here.
Okay.
I offer them some crack rocks, and then they'll do all kinds of work for you for free. Just don't tell them you ain't got any cracks
Hey, what'd
until
you say?
after the job.
What'd you say, man?
Nothing, man. Get your ass back into work.